Welcome back. And we're here today with our special guest, Mr. Jason Nichols. He is Ward 1 City Councilor. How are you, Jason?
I'm doing okay. How are you?
Thank you so much for being here today and letting us know what's happening in Tahlequah.
Thanks for having me. I appreciate it.
Well, I first want to know how you got involved in being a City Councilor.
Well, I started in 2000 as an employee for the City of Tahlequah as their IT director. And over the course of those 5 years, from 2000 to 2005, I just saw a few things that I thought that could be improved and decided to take a relatively unprecedented step, at least for Tahlequah, in becoming, I guess, a city employee that threw his hat into the ring for public office. And when I won, I had to leave employment there. Otherwise, I'd still be there. It's a really great place to work.
So you have a job right now as an IT director out of the Katua?
Yes, I'm with the United Katua Band. I'm their IT director, and I've been there a little over a year, about a year and a half now. So. It's my second stint, by the way.
Well, remind me, I have some computer questions for you after the show.
I'll be happy to help.
But now, you're a hometown boy.
That's right.
Give us a little bit of your history and background.
I am, in fact, a hometown boy. I was born in 1975. I'm 35 years old and have never lived anywhere else. Well, there was a brief stint we usually don't mention. We moved to Coweta for about 60 days before we decided we liked home better and came back, but that was a long time ago. And so, yeah, I've been here for what I consider to be a long time, and you know, really enjoy it. Now raising 2 kids here myself. So. Well,
I watched you grow up, so I'm very proud to see that you turned out great.
Thank you.
So, when you were campaigning as a Ward 1 councilor, by the way, explain to our viewers exactly what encompasses Ward 1.
Ward 1 covers a territory that could roughly be described as going from Dano's at the corner of Grand and Allen, heading east out to roughly Kelly Brothers, and then heading south to Danny's Muffler, and then heading west on Downing back to the NSU Playhouse, and then if you head north again back up to Dano's, that's the rough square rectangle that Ward 1 covers. So
kind of the northeast section or east of the campus, if you were to make a quadrant. But you were explaining something to me that I was not aware of, that in redistricting, Wheeler Addition no longer is part of Ward 1, and I found that interesting.
Yeah, back right before I ran the first time, they had taken Wheeler Addition and added it to Ward 4, and taken it out of Ward 1 to compensate for some movements in population. You know, they count every 10 years, and we're subject to those changes by law to move the wards around to kind of accommodate those things. So.
Well, so we're expecting a redistricting when we get the consensus back on the census, right? Census,
yes. And hopefully there is a consensus about where we'll draw the new lines. We should probably start that process as soon as we get the data back from the census. A lot of that's handled at the County Election Board, but they do a lot of work for us in that. And but hopefully we'll have that done here in the next 3 years. So.
Now, have we gotten the official word on just what our population count is?
I haven't heard yet. You know, I don't really know. I know that the unofficial count was somewhere around 17,000 almost 2 years ago. So we're moving up in the world.
Well, that's kind of what I give when people ask me. I say, oh, probably around 17,000. It's probably more by now. But so we're growing, aren't we?
Definitely, definitely.
And I noticed that we're meeting our needs of our populace, and it's kind of a little ditty that I will tell people new coming into town, that we are a nice, steady, healthy, growing community, and we're pretty much able to meet a lot of our growth needs, and we're not a boom town, which I don't know that anybody really wants to be a boom town. No. And but it's nice, steady, healthy growth.
You're right, it is healthy growth, and we've been able to keep up with that growth in relatively easily. You never want to say easily, but we've been able to provide fire and police services, keep our roads relatively well maintained despite what is the fastest non-suburban growth rate for a community in the state. So.
We do have a nice city of firsts,
yes.
And I think that that's a good slogan for us. And I know that Tahlequah's got so much going on, and we're going to talk in the second segment about some of the new issues that we're dealing with in town that have been voted on and things that are going to happen in the future. I know that you want to be a part of Tahlequah's growth in the future, and we're glad to know that you're going to be around. It's nice to know we've got some young blood that's in there ready to roll up their sleeves and do some work.
Well, I appreciate it.
Yeah. If you were to see Tahlequah 10 years from now, what do you see?
Well, I think we'll break the 20,000 person barrier, And that's going to, we will probably start to struggle a little bit. We'll have to have a very serious conversation about how we'll continue to provide those municipal services, whether it's trash pickup or the emergency services or you name it. We're going to have a very serious discussion on how we want to meet those needs. The university, of course, continues to have record enrollment. The population continues to grow, and that's going to be the challenge moving forward. We'll probably have a lot. Right now, I think we've got 12 square miles of geographic area within the city limits. That'll probably increase within the next 10 years. And so we've got some challenges ahead, but we've always met them, so I don't see any problems.
Well, that's very comforting to hear that you're so confident that we've got good people that are going to take good care of us. Now that we have our growth and we know it's going only, do we have enough land mass within the city that was annexed in many years ago that's going to be able to take care of us by then?
Sure. They I think it was back in '98 or '99. They actually kind of got ahead of the game when it came to annexing property, and we've added a few since then. Where we've got ample territory for both commercial and residential growth, and we've still got a little bit of work to do closing in some of the holes they left us back in '98 and '99. And what I mean by that are there holes on the map where the county jurisdiction still lies within the city, so to speak, because we surround that territory. But we do have plenty of room for growth for the next few years. But that may change within that decade span you asked about a minute ago.
Okay, well, stick around and we'll talk some more when we get back. We'll be right back.